Zone with Ralph Zig Tycho.
That's
Hey,
right, from Alameda, California. Give it up for Ralph Zig Tycho.
All right, Ralph.
and our splendid audience, Jen, how are you?
Hey, Ziggy, it's good to be back. Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, love to have you anytime. Um, I think the secret's out. We kibitz about all kinds of things. And the secret to producing a good podcast is to have interesting, passionate, honest, forthcoming guests
You
who
forgot
like to
intelligent.
chat, who like to hear their own voices sometimes, and that's enough because I pick people who have something to say. So let's start with Paul, who's the producer, and Pauly B. Um, Thank you for good evening last night, by the way.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed it, buddy. We hung out in Alameda, California, your hometown. Your hometown on the left coast.
Right.
Hung out in your hometown on the left coast, and we hung out in true style. We smoked a Ziggy, and we hung out. I didn't get to see the water. The only time I got to see the water is when I was driving by it.
I know
But then we
because
hung out at your favorite
we're
little Starbucks for a little bit.
yeah.
You were able to give your book to the manager. It was the manager of that Starbucks, right? That's your buddy there, right?
Oh, she when I took a face plant on um on the sidewalk,
Oh, by the way,
literally.
Kilroy, adjust your camera. There we go. Thank you, sir.
Oh, all right. Well, um, I wandered in to Starbucks in dazed and what have you. She took over as if she were a paramed in terms of getting me a little first aid, a little comfort, and I'm gonna be 80 years old, and I'm not used to showing my vulnerability. And we were friends before, but we are now fast friends, and that's how people come together sometimes under the worst of circumstances. And the pleasure I got out of giving her that book, um, which I don't know if you have a picture of it, Paulie, but it's comfortably zoned in a vat opine tar, written by myself and George Grimm, who has become one of my favorite people in the world from the experience of having done it. And the book was fun to to do, and more fun to pass on to the people who know me. So, what can I tell you? Jen, um, I'm going to have Paul introduce you in the way that you like to be introduced. Hello.
The mics didn't stay on. There we go. Hey, Ralphie. Sorry, bud. We lost our mics for a half a second.
All right. Well, as I don't know if you heard me, um, Paul and Jen have been friends for years and years, close friends. And you know the best way to introduce her. Take it, Paulie.
All right. Well, let me see here. How did I meet Jen? I met Jen doing comedy, doing time. I like to think of it as doing
Whoa,
time.
Yeah, but it was yourself.
what's
It was
happening?
myself.
What's
What
happening?
did we lose you? I didn't lose you, did
Okay,
we? We didn't lose you, did we?
you seem to be back, but there's no sound, Paulie.
Oh, I've got you. Oh, the reason you don't have sound is because, oh, it's one of these technical things. You'll have sound in just a moment. Um, and then I can introduce her. Let me see here. Let me do it for you, sir. Don't worry, you're fine, especially if I can get my act together. All right, now I know you can hear me. Uh, Let me see. I met Jen doing comedy in my room in Redwood City. Um, and I think
2013?
in 2013. So that's what, 13 years ago. So can you hear us now, Ziggy? You should be able to hear us now, buddy.
I, I sure can.
Okay, good. I'm glad. Um, so let me see here. I met Jen in 2013, and
I was a single mom and leaving my kids with their dad and spending 3 hours trying to get past that. It helped me to get out to Redwood City and start doing something else that
I'm kidding.
was away from anybody that knew me, especially because you know how comedy can be the cheapest therapy. You buy a couple beers and have people laugh at you, or hopefully with you. So Paul was a great host up there above the underground, and I was really fortunate they had a futon for me when I needed to land for a while. And I just got close to the family from there. So by having that launching pad, by having that safe space to be, I was able to find all the other places in the Bay for comedy and get introduced to some amazing people. So doing radio, I don't think I would have gone into doing my own show if I not had at least the support of Paul and Christine during that time, and just knowing I wanted to do this. So I had a lot of fun introducing the people that I knew were creative and needed to be explored and have a broader audience. So it's
Jen,
nice when you
which
see somebody pay it forward for
comedian or
others.
comedian was a big influence on you growing up?
I had a poster in my room of Robin Williams as Mork from Ork. Anybody else, it would have been, oh, I don't know. I used to know who they were, but they don't matter anymore.
Right.
Robin really did have an effect. I think we always enjoyed laughing. My dad was great when it came to laughing. And we'd watch the Saturday cartoons with him and tickle his feet, pin him down, my brother and I. And just getting dad to laugh was great. And I noticed he did a lot of dad jokes because my mom has a wonderful laugh, which I heard the other day and went, that's why he did the dad jokes, just to hear her laugh. And so I don't know that it was any one particular comedian. I grew up with a whole bunch of humor available on TV all the time. Hogan's Heroes, there's all the slapstick one-liners and all the other shows of the time really really helped you have this balance of understanding and interactions with people that was lighthearted and good-spirited and I miss that. We don't really have laughter that isn't at people and putting people down now. People could be self-effacing.
Yeah, I agree that there's a lot of humor at the expense of others.
And it's not fun
And
anymore.
it's not and it's different when it's truth, the speaking truth to power.
Truth to power is big. Rodney Dangerfield did his thing. After a point, you get tired of it. Yeah, okay, you get no respect. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. But to see him do the Triple Lindy, he needed to do that movie. Okay? There's things that I've seen comedians grow up through different areas and take the advantage into movies or into on Broadway or other live stage performances. And they just have so many things to offer all the time. So as an audience of that growing up, it just felt like you get a tutorial every time you're watching. You get to see Lucille Ball. You get to see Mary Tyler Moore. You get to see these women in power and Murphy Brown. And Mae West was captivating, you know, with her one liners and her curvature and how she could present being feminine and still be boss. Not bossy, not boss like, but boss. And
Right.
so
Like
there's a lot of
like
potential up
Bruce.
there.
Like Bruce.
Yep.
I just jokingly said like Bruce. Um, he was the boss. Still is.
Yes.
Um,
But another one was Joan Rivers, which I got to actually see before she died.
oh
And
wow.
I had her record from, let's see, I dated a wrong number for 3 years, and his ex wife had my birthday, and I got her record. So I got it autographed, and I had left a little note with it because you have to send the item back to be autographed. You don't get to actually meet her in person during that kind of setup. She was in Turlock. And my friends were actually doing the performance on stage with her. One was doing piano, and one was her backup singing, doing stuff to entertain the crowd. And so it was really feeling personal. And I wrote her a note about, Joan, your beauty never left the cutting room floor. I was trying to encourage her not to keep going, but she did.
Oh wow.
She just had such a beautiful way of, even when she was in that one clip with Lucille Ball doing the night show, and she asked something about something being fake, like diamonds being fake. She goes, "Oh, honey, point anywhere, it's all fake." You know, Joan could pull that off.
You know, I'll tell you something. I grew up in the 50s, and her and Woody Allen started at roughly the same time. And she was as funny as Woody Allen or anyone in showbiz at that time. And what's
Is that
really too
sticker up there?
bad,
Okay, hi.
yeah,
I see you
yeah,
now.
okay. What's really too bad is her fallout with Johnny Carson at
We
the
just
end.
learned about some of that and how that came about.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
because he had really nurtured her and believed in her and given her the stage, and it was how she had signed on with the other group without even going to him ahead of time.
Yeah, Fox.
And all he had to do is say, "I'm glad you found a space for you," and basically cut her off. Like the simplest one sentence, and then hang up on her
did not speak to her for the rest of
forever.
his life.
Yep.
Forever. Yeah.
Betrayal was a big thing with Johnny.
And, you know, through these reels on YouTube, I've learned a lot about um, a lot of these celebrities. Johnny Carson, one, he was a complicated motherfucker. He
Mm-hmm.
was, you could not put a label on him. And
I'm
other
sure his
than to,
ex-wives could.
No,
yeah,
they
that,
could put a price tag on them.
Yeah, and children.
Right.
right. And that price tag sometimes is never enough. Um, Giving these humans permission to be humans is all.
Well,
Hey,
being human in a spotlight is very different. You know, when you have the
yes,
magnitude of the spotlight of, he is the kingpin, he is the one that is the rainmaker, the person who can make or break a career, and you get someone like Chevy Chase in there, and he just doesn't like him. He doesn't like how haughty he is. He doesn't like how he treats other people. And you know, Chevy went and had his own career sideways, you know, away from that. But when Johnny had his opinion about somebody, and it carried that much weight. Could you imagine disappointing him with your grades at school?
he would blackball people and they never work again on his stage. They couldn't be mentioned by producers or
Mm-hmm.
anywhere near him. And he wouldn't go back on that. But there were other times. I remember a clip with Lucille Ball's last appearance, and go find that on YouTube, and you'll cry. That's
I've
all I
already been
can.
crying today. What's this one about?
Yeah, right.
Well, you'll find out. Go for it.
Okay.
Paulie, give us a break, if you will. Let's go to commercial.
All right, sounds good. Let me see here. Let's do what Ziggy says, and I'm gotta put my camera on. I'm trying to do multiple things. I can't walk and chew gum, folks. You know that. So, as Ziggy says, we're all lawyered up. I like to think of it as peace of mind. We both like to think of it as peace of mind. Please patronize and support our sponsors. We'll be right back after this, guys. Whether it's criminal defense, estate planning,
That's your voice.
is the law offices of Andrew Doja. Call us today at 510-865-1600 or find us on the web at dojalaw.com.
For tenant and landlord disputes, there's no other than the law office of Jeff Canberra. Call now 1-510-865-7369 and don't forget to tell them Zig sent you.
And of course, we got to throw in our own little thing. Please go follow us, like us, and subscribe. Ring that little bell on all 4 social medias. That's right, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and now on Twitch. Please go do that thing that we want you to do and ring that little bell, and you'll get notified when a new episode drops into your box.
What? No MySpace?
No MySpace. But, hey, Ziggy, it's your time. You like this part. What does Ziggy say?
Well, I say today we are at war, and if you could, world war, literally, and as individuals, when you hear this, remember you may be able to influence a future soldier, sailor, marine, anything that could put them in harm's way out of getting into that kind of lifestyle. Because we've already lost 6 people. Putting boots on the ground is not going to decrease that number. It's going to increase it tremendously. We got to get rid of that fucktard president and not sacrifice our kids. That's won't talk religion, won't talk politics. Other than that, don't make your child a part of it in any way. And a lot of kids, and I was would have been drafted in the Vietnam era, but for enlisting in the Air Force. But a lot of kids come into it that I saw and shared service time with. They come into being in the service for the economy, and it's never been worse. So you could see where people would logically, at age 18, join just to have a job. But you can help influence them to avoid that. Being in the service is never good.
No.
War is never. And back me up, Paulie.
No. I mean, no.
They're in first.
It's a privilege to serve your country, but right now,
You're not serving country over this guy.
Yeah, no, you're literally you're his current errand boy, and he's putting he's putting our country, our national security, and our men and women of the armed forces in complete peril for no reason. Like even these operations in Venezuela, I think they counted now that they hit another couple boats yesterday. 167 people have been killed, and they have still not validated, verified, or anything who these people are.
Oh,
And he still
holy
meets with
shit.
Putin and says that
And so, yeah, no. Again, we need people to defend our country, but at this point, you're defending Trump's craziness. So, I support our
We
current.
need,
I support our current military, and I support the people that defend our country. And
I support them not following unlawful orders.
well, yeah, that too. And they should know not to do that. But I guess the main thing is, yeah, I wouldn't join right now. They're talking about. We read a thing yesterday when we were hanging out about. They were talking about a draft. Yeah.
yeah,
My daughter's
imagine.
boyfriend has the equivalent of a conscription card that he could be pulled in at any time. And this is the guy
Right.
that I like. You know, it's like,
Yeah,
he works hard. He's got skills. It's like, don't use him for cannon fodder. Our kids deserve better when this has nothing to do with our American rights. It has nothing to do with anything but corporate greed and his other deals that make him a full-on traitor. And the people supporting him, stop it. Stop it.
yeah,
We have enough things going on at home that we need all the billions of dollars for, besides the $2 billion a day it costs us to be in endless wars.
yeah.
And him
You know,
giving away trade secrets.
life is funny. It's indeterminate about what you get in terms of years. Don't change the probabilities unnecessarily. That's my advice to young people. I've reached the age of where reached the age of my life expectancy. Not everybody does, so I could tell you a lot of people out there to rest in peace. You die too soon. Some
By
people
grace,
live,
this isn't the end for you either.
yeah, and some people live too long. By the way, you either die too soon or live too long. Hope to go out at just the right time. Jen, how about you? What do you picture old age?
I have witnessed many in my family reach great, great long lives. My grandmother found love again at 90. Her partner at the time was 87, so, you know, the younger guy. But he'd been diagnosed with Alzheimer's. Sorry, I almost forgot. Anyway, he was given 6 months. They had 6 beautiful years together with friends and dancing and staying visible and in community. And that's how they went out a week apart from each other. They died. She had a
That
surgery. He just simply thanked his helpers and sat down and was out. And it was just grace that they had found each other, because my grandpa was an asshole. So she deserved to be treated like a queen, you know? So she outlived him and then was treated like a queen. I've had other family members over 100. I've had one grandfather I never met. He died at 33 in an alcohol-related accident. My dad hit 33 years old and thought that was going to be his year just because that's when his dad died. And so he was depressive the whole time, made sure all the bills would get paid by his insurance if he died. It's crazy what it does to think about when the end is rather than just living now and being present, because you don't know. Any number of things in the way. The more gray hairs you have, that's more buses you haven't walked in front of, okay?
oh man, a woman after my heart.
You gotta
My
live.
gray hair, yeah, and but sometimes the gray hairs don't come easy.
Oh no, my
And
first one came at 3 weeks after having my first child, and she's getting ready to get married, and I can tell you they've only accumulated since.
yes, they don't go down. And what they
One
give you
pup,
is
you
a
can't
coat.
tell as much of my beard.
Yeah. Hey, um, Chloe, what's going on in your life?
Um, just been juggling, doing what I do. Right now, trying to find some happy medium with what's going on in my life. Lots of happenings. Always busy. So family. Um, the couple things that I used to do on the side just to make side money or hustle, or help others to all that stuff's kind of gone away because of now a car accident, two injuries before that with the dog walking, which I'm glad I'm not a professional dog walker. Um, so between the two injuries, walking Ace, and uh, now the car accident, I'm pretty wiped out. Um, I was helping another individual, a friend of mine, that has MS. I was helping her on an occasion, and that I have not helped her for well over a month because of my crazy life. So I'm trying to find and then I moved out of my hometown after basically 60 years almost. You know, I was born in that city. I'm 58, going on 59, and finally pulled up the last of the tent stakes in that town, without with incident and so that was hard to deal with, but now that that's done, it's behind me. But I'm dealing with um, all the mental stuff that goes with it, all the physical stuff that came as a residual of the different incidences, and
It's a lot to try to let go.
yeah, I'm having a hard time trying to recenter and find my path forward. And so it's just it's been a struggle, but I see the I think I said it last week too. I see the light at the end of the tunnel, and for once, it's not a freight train. So that's kind of cool. So that's kind of cool. Um, but it's gonna be a long road. Even today, to do this podcast in our studio today, in our home studio, if you will, it was get a bulldozer and move stuff around just to be able to not look like the next episode of Hoarders.
Hi, I'm Bulldozer.
Yeah, so that kind of stuff. So um yeah, that's it. And then the studio has kind of been what it's been, which is um kind of on autopilot for now. But it needs to change too. It needs to change in one direction or another, but that's why I'm regathering my strength and my and directives and trying to figure out where I'm going. And yeah, the next month is going to be a lot of growth and reflection and figuring out what the future means for me, my career, my family, my business. So
Especially for
going
your knee to
for going
contracting
forward
right
is
now
what
before
it's
you
about.
snap again.
going forward is what it's about. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
Yeah. So I commend you. You've been
Thanks,
through a lot.
appreciate it.
We
Right,
all have.
right.
That's the way life is. Jen, thank you for being the guest.
I'm glad to be here.
Okay. Is there anything you'd like to leave us with?
You see, speaking to me,
Yeah,
yeah, I
Yeah.
would say if your kid is going to be bridezilla, drink a lot. Um, no, I'm kidding. I'm looking at ways to make the most peace of things now going forward, so I have fewer things to cull through later.
Nice.
Just trying to make the home more resilient and beneficial and paring things down so that I can continue. and make room for the next whatever it is.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Paulie, any last thoughts? Because you're to be commended for all of this.
Or at least blamed for it.
At least.
Yeah, there
At
has to be
least.
somebody. There has to be a responsible party somewhere.
I blame you that they all lived.
Yeah. And yeah, I'll definitely do a segment on my car accident. I have some footage and stuff, but yeah, no. What do I want to leave us with? I think everybody has a purpose. I think there's what is it? The scripture, it says there's a time and place for everything. You know, in the Bible or in the scripture, it says a time to dance, a time to weep, a time to cry, or whatever. I think it's a time to protest. I think it's a time to not be silent. I think it's a time to get off your hands and start doing something. Um, I don't care if it's, and again, we have to remember that now 30%, depending on what side of the aisle you're on, 30 or 70% of this country is your fellow human being. So please remember that. And all of our lives are equal. And we have to coexist, and I think it starts right here in this country. And yuck, we're on the international stage, and we've got our ass hanging out, and by our ass I mean Trump. And so
Yes.
do what you can, fight the small battles. If you don't get cheese on your Whopper, ask for a manager. I don't know. Do whatever you need to do to move forward, but get out of bed and make today a better day. That's what I got to say.
Strengthen your community.
Beautiful.
There you go. All right, Ziggy, get us out of here like only you can, sir.
Well, as only I can, I advise you to keep one's humor dry, one's dreams wet, one's kids off the laps of clerics who wear dresses in churches, and off the rolls of the military recruiter. Very important. That's my message.
All right, until next week, guys, stay in the zone. Thanks, Jen, for hanging.
My pleasure.
All right, guys.
Thanks,
we'll see you next
Jen.
week.
See you next time.
See ya.